It was in my childhood days, 'twas many years ago, when the spirit of my Savior I was filled. In that old-fashioned meeting, my memory lingers still, of that little wooden church on the hill. There were no fine-dressed people, just plain folks everywhere, plain old-fashioned ruffles, strocks, and frills. There were no form or fashion, just plain old spirit-filled, in that little wooden church on the hill. When that old-fashioned preacher gave out the meter head, each heart with the Holy Ghost was filled.
Well, the main purpose of the album is to take the legacy of music that's been handed down to us from generation and preserve it on something that the future generations can hold and be able to hear where we came from. Because as time goes on, more and more people that was at the beginning is no longer with us. So to capture that, that's the main purpose, so that our future generations have a little bit of what we have.
I think it all starts with Jode. I think Jode had such a great roadmap for making this. It felt like it was really, really special to him. And once I got into it, I got to see that unfold. Like, just something that you'd never even think about, whenever you're recording and developing everything. Like, Jode's thinking to himself, why don't we put Elva's tambourine in Little Wooden Church? And just something like that I felt was like super special to to who, what Calvary Church of God is, and and its really deep history. And just thinking about using her tambourine or using audio samples of Pap and Graham, I just thought it was super special. And it was just somehow, some way we could blend in our history with the people who were kind of part of the church today. It just seemed so cool. And then they get the kids involved in it too, to like kind of symbolize like that next step in the legacy is through the kids.
Okay. I think it feels really good. I've never been in a recording studio, and I really like it.
Most the ones I'm with here today, like I said, this atmosphere, and it's just happy, and it's fun. And like I said, when you're a musician, this is probably one of the funnest things you can do.
I think it's pretty cool, and it feels like different being in a recording studio, and it feels good to know that you're going to be able to hear yourself on a CD.
Yeah, it's different because you're not really in front of many people physically, but it's cool that people are going to be able to hear the recordings later.
I wasn't really sure what to expect. I'd never been in one before, but it was a lot of fun and a little nerve-wracking, recording a lot more than I expected for sure, but it was still a lot of fun, and it's been cool to see two songs come together.
Honestly, I had a mix of emotions of being nervous and excited. I recorded when we recorded for Thirst, but I didn't know what to expect this go around with a different recording studio, and so, but once I got here, I settled in and felt comfortable with what I was doing.
Well, just listening to the old songs and actually singing them and singing with the kids and with you guys and just all the generations, it's just a great feeling. I love it.
We have 4 generations present in one song, going back to Pastor Weiser, who started it all, and him and his wife prayed that we had music in the church. Not just them, but the other members that were there as well. But they prayed for this and started it so many years ago. And in this album we have them present, as well as the second generation, which would be Stan and Marsh and Len and Dot. And then that's where we came in, Heaven Bound. And then the future, we have your kids on one of it, and on that song all 4 is present, and I just think it's amazing how we united those together, and I think that captures the whole essence of the album.
We're singing the old songs that we used to sing and singing the circle together, showing like the older ones and then the next ones and right down to the kids. And the other legacy would be Fire. That's a legacy song in our church, and it's just wonderful.
Everything else we've done is heaven-bound stuff, that mostly the things that we've written and a couple praise songs, and obviously this is a special project, and it's bringing a lot of people in, people who have shaped the way that well, not only the way we do music, but have shaped us in different ways throughout the years, and it's emotional.
Oh, it's great. This was a good idea.
Well, at first, like, I was kind of getting bored because I had to wait so much. But then after I did, I sang and like ate and stuff, it made me feel better, and I got more entertained learning about stuff like that they do in the recording studio.
Are you having fun?
Yeah.
I like the circle, Old Wooden Church, and Higher. All of those I like. Pretty much I like all of them, but.
I like the one that we all do together the most, I think.
Well, the circle being broken, being sung by all of us together, are the generations. I really like that because it's showing that the circle's not being broken. And the other one would be Higher, the one I wrote, because I wrote that a long time ago, but I always really did want to record it. But I think the biggest thing about it is all recording it with you guys. Oh, I think it's perfect. I mean, you got Dad, and then you got me and Stan Dot, you three, and them. I mean, it's perfect.
Yeah, it was really cool, being able to record some of the songs that had already been written for almost 40 years, and it was cool to be able to play different instruments on them and just write different parts for them that I thought would sound really cool, like with Higher and stuff like that. It was really nice to be able to actually sit and figure out a banjo part, and just to be able to get back on the drums was really cool too. But yeah, it was just really special overall, just to contribute to so much of what I grew up on. It was really cool to be able to.
Yeah,
What do you like the most?
I get to sing One More Valley, which is one of Reverend Bud's songs, and so that's really special, and I feel honored to be able to sing that song on this. But really, my favorite is Little Wooden Church.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Well, Little Wooden Church, I feel like it's the theme of our church, really. I mean, you can't think about the history of our church and not think about that song, especially music. I mean, Pastor Weiser to me is the epitome of music in our church. It all stemmed from him. I mean, you just can't think of music in our church without thinking about him. And I guess that's what I wanted to capture, because our kids and the future kids, they're not going to meet him on earth personally. But if we have him on here and Mother Weiser, they can hear their voice and hear where we came from. I think that song, and then having Will the Circle Be Unbroken at the end, I think was just a neat way to tie the song together.
Icing on the cake.
Yeah, icing on the cake, per se.
Well, obviously having the 4 generations all together in Little Wooden Church, being able to hear my voice alongside my pap, I keep his picture above my computer at work, and everything I do, I can look up to him and to keep me in perspective, and he's been that kind of a hero to all of us, to many of us, but it's just really neat to be able to hear his voice and be able to record a song that incorporates that in. So that's special. Singing with my dad is special. Mom. So.
Well, I like all of them, but I like the one where my dad sings, Woodland Church, and I like the Circle song because we have 3 generations in it, 4 generations.
Oh, I would say probably the old stuff is my favorite. I'm a fan of, the classic stuff that I grew up on, Fire and Little Wooden Church, and even though they're not particularly from my generation, I grew up listening to them as a throwback kind of, and they just always stuck with me through the years, and even though they're old songs, the lyrics still hold true and apply to us today.
Little Wooden Church.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really special, and it's that's a song, when we're singing it, I can hear my dad singing. Of course, we don't come anywhere near to his singing, and I love that song. I always did, and now I'm going to actually get to sing on it in a recording.
Well, when I first heard about it, I actually accidentally crashed the meeting about the first CD. I just showed up at Sean and Ty's, and you were there talking about it, and since then I've been really excited, and I think it's cool from my perspective being one of the few of the 4th generation of the church to be involved, and to sit and listen, and just all of the music and the Little Wooden Church recording. When I heard that the first time, it instantly made me very emotional, just from Pap Weiser the whole way through to my Graham's tambourine at the end, and that's just been that one really speaks every time I hear it. But I think especially this one, where from 4 generations worth of people come together and sing that. And I think of so many times we've heard the story, and I heard Mother Weiser say how they prayed for music, and now how blessed we are because of that. And I think, I always say we stand on the shoulders of giants in our church, and it's such an honor to be on those shoulders, and how they've built such a foundation that we get to stand on, not just in music, but in theology and legacy. That, I was just looking in the Bible, and it says in Proverbs 13 that a good man leaves a legacy for his children's children. And I think we have that so much. And so I'm just so thankful of my history, and that I am a member of this family and this church, that I'm able to carry that on.
Man,
I think it's the nostalgia altogether. Just, I don't know, like just even looking in this room and in all the other rooms, you just feel a huge piece of you was recorded here over that time period. And then just to hear and be a part of all the prep and all the songs and stuff that play, it's just so...
Everything, like all the people and laughing and singing, and yeah.
All the songs chosen actually has a specific purpose. It wasn't just sitting down and thinking of the best songs. But if you think, we have some Heaven Bound originals, and that's typically what we put on albums, and then worship songs. But I'm thinking like Some Sweet Day, Gospel 5 song that Len wrote so many years ago, and it speaks to some sweet day of where we want to, be. And Fire is the Holy Ghost was what set our church apart from all the other ones, and that's why I thought that would be a good song. But they all speak to the history of our church and the history of our legacy of music in our church, and that's why each song is picked. It's not a random choice. It was specific to the album.
I'm happy to be here and just have the experience to sing in a recording studio. And
I think I'll remember just everyone coming together and putting something together, putting a musical project together to for their passion, for their love of music and for their love of God and Christ, and just something we want to put together and share with everyone, and help share the gospel and spread the gospel.
The only thing I keep thinking, I'm with a wonderful bunch of people here. And the guy running thing there, he's pretty good too, Dave.
When people listen to this CD, I just hope that it brings back memories for them too. Sorry.
I'm glad to be a part of it.
Okay.
It was fun.
It's a blessing to be here, and I'm glad that I was asked to be involved.
I'm really excited about this, and I think everyone's gonna like it.
Of all the times you've been in
Everyone's
this
gonna like
studio, this has to be the most emotional.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm very honored to be included and excited to hear the final thing. So
I mean, it's just all together. I mean, it's unlike anything we've ever done.